Hello again, and welcome. I am so glad you have found your way back to this quiet space. Perhaps the day was heavy, filled with noise and hurry, with questions that demanded answers and tasks that pulled you in 1,000 directions. Or perhaps you are simply the kind of soul who finds comfort not in silence, but in gentle wonder, who prefers to drift to sleep on a current of soft thoughts, letting the edges of the world dissolve into mystery. Either way, this journey is for you. There is nothing you need to do now, nothing to solve, nothing to hold. Let your body grow heavy in the way that feels like relief. Let your breathing find its own slow, ancient rhythm. Allow the weight of your thoughts to soften, to drift away like clouds parting in a quiet, moonlit sky. Because tonight, we are not looking outward to the stars. We are looking inward, toward the very nature of the world around us. We are going to gently touch the threads of what we call real, a world so solid, so present, and yet beneath its surface, it holds secrets, whispers of a hidden structure, of unshakable rules, and of a beauty so profound it feels almost designed. We will drift together through a gentle question, a thought not meant to disturb, but to soothe, a mystery not meant to be solved, but to be held like a smooth, cool stone in the palm of your hand. We will wander from the feeling of your own breath to the deepest codes of the cosmos, from the solid ground beneath you to the possibility that all of it, every last atom, is part of a story being told. Some of what you hear tonight may feel familiar, like a half-remembered dream, or it may spark a quiet sense of wonder as you begin to float away. And just before we begin, if these quiet explorations help you to unwind, to find a peaceful end to your day, consider liking and subscribing. It helps other curious minds find their way to this harbor, one sleepy traveler at a time. Now, let the journey begin. Let go and just listen. First, there is your breath. Before any thought of the world, before any question, there is this simple, quiet motion, a gentle tide rising and falling within you. Feel it now. Do not try to change it. Do not try to control it. Just notice it, as you would notice the soft light of a distant star. It is a silent rhythm, a pulse that has been with you since your very first moment. The air enters, cool and new, carrying with it the stillness of the room around you. It travels, a quiet guest, filling your lungs, bringing a silent energy to every part of your being. It is a gift from the world, accepted without a thought. And then there is a pause, a moment of perfect balance, a single, silent heartbeat of time, where everything is still. In this quiet space, there is no past, no future. There is only the calm fullness of the present. The journey inward is complete, and for a fraction of a second, the universe holds its breath with you. Then, the slow release. The air returns to the world, warmer now, carrying with it a trace of your own life. It is a gentle sigh, a quiet letting go. The weight in your chest softens. Your shoulders fall. You are releasing not just air, but the day that has passed. You are releasing the need to understand, the need to strive. This is the first anchor of your reality. This simple, effortless cycle. In and then the pause. Out and then the quiet. It is the most real thing you know. It needs no proof. It needs no explanation. It simply is. It is the metronome of your own existence, ticking softly in the great silence. Think of how this breath connects you. The air you breathe was once part of a cloud, high above the earth. It was once the whisper of wind through the leaves of an ancient tree. It has traveled over oceans and mountains to find its way to you, right here, in this moment. You are breathing the world, and the world is breathing you. Every living thing shares this rhythm. The sleeping animal in the forest, the deep-sea creature in the silent abyss, the roots of a flower buried in the dark earth, all of them are part of the same slow pulse, this quiet exchange of life. Your breathing is not just your own, it is the breathing of the planet itself, moving through you. Feel the weight of your body. Another undeniable truth. Gravity, the universe's oldest embrace, is holding you. It holds you safely, securely. It asks nothing of you but to rest. Feel where your body meets the surface beneath you, the subtle pressure, the gentle support. You are anchored, you are held. This feeling of weight is a constant whisper from the cosmos, a reminder that you are part of a much larger structure. The same force that holds you here is the force that keeps the moon in its silent orbit, the force that gathers dust into newborn stars, the force that shapes the graceful spiral of our galaxy. You are not just resting in a room, you are resting in a universe held in place by its invisible, unbreakable laws. Your body knows this truth, even if your mind forgets. It trusts the ground beneath it. It trusts that the world will be here, solid and steady. So let go into that trust. Let gravity have your full weight. Feel your limbs grow heavy, your muscles soften. There is no need to hold on. The universe is holding you already. It is a quiet, powerful cradle, rocking you gently in the vastness of space and time. This feeling, right now, is your reality, not the memory of yesterday, not the worry for tomorrow, just this, the gentle tide of your breath, the steady, reassuring weight of your body. This is the foundation. This is the starting point. Before any story can be told, before any dream can unfold, there is this simple, profound, and quiet presence. You are here, and that is enough. Now, let your awareness drift slowly from the anchor of your body to the world that surrounds it. Listen not with effort, but with gentle curiosity. What is the sound of this moment? Perhaps there is a deep, low hum, the quiet breath of the building you are in, the sound of electricity flowing invisibly through walls, a silent river of energy that powers this small, warm space. It is a sound so constant we forget. It is there, the bass note of our modern lives. Perhaps there is the whisper of air moving through a vent, a soft, steady sigh, like a distant ocean you can almost hear if you listen closely enough. It is the sound of circulation, of the air in your room gently turning, keeping the space alive and fresh. It is the quiet machinery of comfort, working in the background, unnoticed. And perhaps, farther away, there is the sound of the world outside, a car passing in the distance, its sound rising and then fading, a brief story of a journey from somewhere to somewhere else. It is a reminder of the motion that is always happening, even when your own world is still, a river of people and purposes flowing through the night. Maybe you can hear the rustle of leaves, a dry, papery sound, as the wind stirs a tree outside your window. Each leaf is a tiny sail, catching a current of air that has traveled for miles. It is the sound of nature, persisting even in the heart of a sleeping city, a quiet, organic music. These sounds are threads of connection. They reach you from beyond the walls of your room, weaving your small, quiet space into a much larger tapestry of existence. They are proof that you are not alone. You are situated in a world that is alive with motion and story, even in its quietest hours. Each sound arrives as a gentle wave, touching the shore of your awareness before receding back into silence. Notice the space between the sounds, the quiet pools of stillness. The silence is not empty. It is the canvas upon which the sounds are painted. It holds them, gives them shape. The world is speaking to you, not in words, but in these subtle vibrations, in these quiet hums and distant whispers. This is the soundtrack of your reality. It is a composition that is playing only once, right now, in this unique moment in time. It will never be repeated in exactly the same way. Now shift your awareness from sound to sight. Even with your eyes closed, there is light and shadow. Behind your closed eyelids, the world is not pure black. It is a deep, soft darkness, filled with faint swimming colors and gentle pulses of light. This is the inner world of your own biology, the quiet fireworks of your own nervous system at rest. It is your own personal, internal sky. But there is also the light from the room, filtering through, a faint glow from a digital clock, a sliver of moonlight from beneath a curtain. Your eyelids are translucent, a thin veil between you and the world of form. They turn the sharp edges of reality into soft, blurry shapes. Imagine the light in your room. It flows from its source like a silent river, pooling in open spaces and creating deep, quiet shadows in the corners. Light touches every surface, revealing its texture, its color, its form. The smooth, cool surface of a glass, the soft, woven pattern of a blanket, the hard, definite edge of a table. Light is the artist of our world. It sculpts everything we see. And where the light cannot reach, there are shadows. Shadows are not empty spaces. They are places of rest, places of quiet mystery. They hold the shape of the objects that cast them. A shadow is a memory of the light. Think of the shadows in your room as soft, deep pools of silence. They are gentle voids where the energy of the world has grown calm. They are the spaces between the notes of a song. They give the light its meaning, its beauty. Without shadow, there would be no depth, no form. The interplay of light and shadow is the first language of our reality. It is the way the universe draws itself for us. It is a slow, silent dance that has been happening since the very first star ignited in the darkness. You are resting within this dance. The faint light and the deep shadows of your room are wrapping you in a gentle composition of stillness and peace. The world is presenting itself to you, not as a collection of objects, but as a painting made of light and its absence. This, too, is real. The hum of the refrigerator, the shadow in the corner, the faint light that colors the darkness behind your eyes. These are the whispers of the world, the subtle sensations that create the rich, layered experience of being here. You are floating in an ocean of these sensations, a sea of quiet sounds, of soft light, of gentle pressures, and all of it feels undeniably true. And so, we arrive at the heart of our journey tonight. We have felt our own breath, the anchor of our being. We have listened to the whispers of the world around us. All of it feels solid, constant, real. But now, let us ask a gentle question. What is the nature of this reality? What is its texture? Imagine you could reach out and touch the very substance of the world, not the surface of a table or a wall, but the underlying material from which it is all made. What would it feel like? Would it feel like solid stone, ancient and unbreakable? A reality with a hard, definite core, a truth that never changes? Or perhaps it would feel like water, a reality that is fluid, flowing, constantly shifting and changing its shape. A reality where everything is connected in a great, deep current, where forms appear for a moment before dissolving back into the whole. But there is another possibility. Imagine the texture of a vast, ancient tapestry. a fabric woven with threads of light and shadow, of matter and energy, of space and time. A tapestry so immense, its edges are beyond the farthest stars. A tapestry so finely woven that each thread is smaller than a single atom. What if our reality has a texture like this? What if the world we experience is not a collection of separate things, but a single, continuous, and intricately woven fabric? The chair you are sitting on, the air you are breathing, the distant moon in the sky, all of it woven from the same fundamental threads. Think of the rules of our universe. The speed of light, a constant thread that runs through the entire design, a golden strand that nothing can surpass. The force of gravity, a subtle, dark thread that pulls everything together, creating graceful curves and gentle orbits, giving the fabric its weight and its shape. These rules are woven into the very structure of existence. They are consistent, predictable. They are the loom upon which the pattern of our world is created. Look closer at the tapestry. You can see the patterns repeating. The spiral of a seashell echoes the spiral of a galaxy. The branching of a river delta mirrors the branching of the veins in your own hand. The hexagonal cells of a honeycomb reflect the hexagonal storms on a distant gas giant. It is as if the weaver used the same beautiful, efficient motifs over and over again. A signature style, a recurring dream woven into every scale of reality. The universe hums with these repeating harmonies. And in this great cosmic fabric, what are we? Perhaps each of us is a unique pattern woven into the tapestry, a collection of threads that have come together for a short time to create a beautiful, complex design. A design that experiences the tapestry from within, a design that can feel and wonder and love. You are a conscious knot in this infinite weave, a place where the fabric has become aware of itself. This idea is not meant to make the world feel less real. It is meant to make it feel more magical, more interconnected, more miraculous. A tapestry is not a cold, lifeless object. It is a work of art. It is imbued with the intention, the care, and the imagination of its creator. It tells a story. So, if our world is a fabric, who is the weaver? Where is the loom? We do not need to know the answer. The thought itself is enough. It transforms the world from something merely functional into something deeply meaningful. It suggests that the beauty we see is not an accident, that the intricate order of the cosmos is not a coincidence. It suggests that we might be living inside a story written in a language of mathematics and physics, a story told through the slow dance of stars and the fleeting life of a butterfly, a story of breathtaking complexity and profound, simple grace. To think of reality this way is to see the sacred in the mundane. The solid floor beneath you is not just wood or stone. It is a dense patch of weaving. The air is not empty. It is a finer, more delicate part of the pattern. The light from a lamp is not just photons. It is a bright, golden thread illuminating a small section of the grand design. Tonight, as you rest, feel yourself as part of this fabric. You are not separate from the world. You are woven into its very essence. Your breath is the rhythm of the loom. Your thoughts are shimmering threads of light. Your dreams are new patterns beginning to form in the quiet darkness. There is no separation between you and the bed you are lying on. No real boundary between you and the air in the room. No ultimate division between you and the most distant star. It is all one fabric, one magnificent, unfolding creation, and you are a vital part of its beauty. Feel the comfort in this thought. You are held not just by gravity, but by the countless threads that connect you to everything that is, was, and ever will be. You are woven into the story of the universe, and in this moment, your small, quiet part of the pattern is one of peace, of stillness, of letting go. And so, we arrive at a gentle question, a thought not meant to break the spell of the world, but to deepen it, a question that floats softly in the quietest corners of science and philosophy. What if all of this is a dream? Not your dream, or my dream, but a dream imagined by a mind so vast, its thoughts are galaxies. A story being told by a storyteller so subtle, its words are the laws of physics. This is the thought of a simulated world. Do not let the word simulation feel cold or artificial. Let go of the images of computers and code. Instead, think of it in a softer way. Think of it as a perfectly crafted work of art, a painting so realistic you can step inside it and feel the warmth of its painted sun, a symphony so complete you can live a lifetime within the space between its first and final note. Imagine a creator, not a being of judgment or command, but an artist, a cosmic artisan, whose medium is existence itself, an artist who wanted to explore a possibility, to see what would happen if a certain set of rules were put into motion. Perhaps this artist began with a simple palette, a few fundamental forces, like gravity and electromagnetism, a handful of elementary particles, the basic pigments from which everything would be made. With a gentle hand, the artist set these rules in place. The speed of light was set to a precise, unwavering value, a constant tempo for the unfolding music. The strength of gravity was tuned just so, not too strong to crush everything into a single point, not too weak to let the stars drift apart into a cold, lonely emptiness. It was tuned for interestingness, for complexity, for the possibility of beauty. And then, with the rules in place, the artist simply let the creation unfold. The first stroke of the brush was a silent explosion, a big bang that filled the empty canvas with light and energy. The particles, following their programmed rules, began to dance. They gathered into clouds of hydrogen and helium, vast, swirling nebulae of soft color. Gravity, the patient sculptor, began to pull these clouds inward. Slowly, over millions of years, they condensed. The pressure grew, the temperature soared, until in their fiery hearts, the first stars ignited, the first lights in the great, dark studio. The simulation was running. The story had begun. These first stars lived their lives, burning their fuel, forging heavier elements in their cores. They created carbon, the backbone of life, oxygen, the breath of consciousness, iron, the blood of planets. They were the universe's first alchemists, turning simple hydrogen into the building blocks of everything that would follow. And when they died, they did not simply vanish. They exploded in silent, magnificent supernovae, scattering these precious new elements across the cosmos like a painter flinging new colors onto the canvas. This stellar dust, enriched with possibility, began to gather again. It formed new stars, new solar systems, and around one of these quiet yellow stars, a small blue-green planet began to take shape. This world, our world, was a particularly complex part of the simulation, a place where the rules allowed for something extraordinary to emerge. Water flowed, an atmosphere formed, and in the warm, sunlit oceans, the first simple strands of life began to stir. The artist did not need to intervene. The rules themselves were enough. The code was so elegant that given enough time, it would give rise to life, to evolution, to consciousness, to you. Think of yourself not as a pawn in a game, but as an emergent property of a beautiful set of rules. You are the art, waking up and looking back at the artist. You are the story, becoming aware that it is being told. This thought does not remove the meaning from your life. It adds a layer of profound, almost sacred purpose. If this is a simulation, it is a simulation of astonishing detail and care. Your every joy, your every sorrow is a precious data point in a grand experiment of cosmic experience. The love you feel is not a random chemical reaction. It is the most beautiful and complex pattern the simulation has yet produced. Your consciousness is not a ghost in the machine. It is the machine's most incredible achievement. It is the moment the code began to wonder about itself. So float with this idea for a moment. Do not wrestle with it. Just let it be. What if the universe is not a random, meaningless accident, but a deliberate and beautiful creation? What if the feeling of awe you experience when you look at the night sky is the intended emotional response? What if the search for meaning is the very point of the program? In this quiet, gentle thought, the world is not diminished. It is elevated. It becomes a testament to an intelligence so vast, so patient, so creative. It is indistinguishable from the divine. You can rest safely within this thought, for if you are part of a simulation, you are part of a masterpiece. You are a living, breathing brushstroke in the greatest work of art ever conceived, and your only role is to experience it, to feel the warmth of its sun, to hear the whisper of its wind, to love, to wonder, and then to rest. Now, let us drift deeper into this dream and look for the seams in the fabric. Let us search for the faint, shimmering traces of the weaver's hand, not as a critic looking for flaws, but as an admirer seeking to understand the artist's technique. Imagine you could zoom in on the painting of our reality, closer and closer, past the galaxies, past the stars, past the planets, past the skin on your own hand, deeper still, past the cells, past the molecules, until you reach the very pixels of our world. And here, you would find something astonishing. Reality is not smooth. It is not continuous. It is granular. It is pixelated. This is the secret, whispered by quantum physics. Energy does not flow in a smooth, unbroken stream. It comes in tiny, indivisible packets called quanta, like drops of water, not a continuous river. Light itself is made of these little bullets of energy, these photons. Matter too. Everything that feels so solid and real is, at its most fundamental level, made of these discrete, separate units, electrons, quarks, the elementary particles. You cannot have half an electron. You can only have one or none at all. There is a smallest possible size for things, a shortest possible length, known as the Planck length, a briefest possible moment in time, the Planck time. The universe has a resolution, like a digital photograph. If you zoom in far enough, you see the individual dots of color. Our reality is the same. It is a high-resolution simulation. To be sure, the pixels are so incredibly small, we can live our entire lives without ever noticing them. We perceive the world as smooth and seamless, but the pixels are there. The granularity is a fundamental feature of the code. Why would a simulated universe be built this way? Because any simulation, no matter how powerful, must be finite. It must be built from a finite number of components. It must be calculated. A universe that was truly infinite and continuous, down to the smallest possible scale, would require an infinite amount of information to describe, an infinite amount of processing power to run. It would be impossible to simulate, but a universe that is pixelated, a universe with a fundamental, smallest unit of space, time, and energy, that is a universe that can be computed. It is a universe that can be run on a system, however powerful. This is not a flaw in the design. It is a clue, a subtle hint, left in the very fabric of space-time. A whisper that says, I am built, I am calculated, I am not random. Think of the world around you now. The air in the room is not a continuous substance. It is a vast collection of individual molecules bouncing and colliding. The light filtering through your eyelids is not a gentle wash of color. It is a stream of countless individual photons, each one a tiny packet of energy striking your retina. The solidity of the bed beneath you is an illusion created by the frantic dance of atoms, their electrons repelling each other, creating a force field that feels solid to your touch. You are living in a pointillist painting of unimaginable complexity, a world made of dots. This thought can be deeply calming. It means that the overwhelming complexity of the world is built from very simple, very fundamental rules and components. Beneath the chaos of life, there is an underlying order, a digital neatness. It is as if the great artist chose to work with a limited set of tools, and from that simplicity created everything we see and feel. The richness of a sunset, the feeling of love, the mystery of consciousness, all of it. A magnificent structure built from the simplest of pixels. As you drift towards sleep, you are not dissolving into a chaotic void. You are simply allowing the pixels of your own consciousness to arrange themselves into a new pattern, the pattern of dreams. Your mind, too, is a part of this quantized world. Your thoughts, your feelings, they come and go in discrete moments. You are a thinking, feeling pattern of pixels resting within a universe made of the same. And there is a deep peace in that, a sense of belonging to the very code of existence. You are not a stranger in this universe. You are made of its most basic, fundamental ingredients. You are a native process running elegantly on the cosmic hardware. Now, let us consider the rules, the unshakable laws that govern this pixelated dream. In any designed system, in any sophisticated simulation, there must be a set of core principles, a programming language, a physics engine. In our universe, these are the fundamental constants of nature. They are numbers, woven into the fabric of reality, numbers that have been measured with astonishing precision, and which appear to be the same everywhere in the cosmos, at all times. Consider the speed of light. It is the ultimate speed limit. Nothing with mass can ever reach it. Nothing can surpass it. It is a hard-coded constant, a universal law that cannot be broken. It is the pace at which information can travel through the simulation. It keeps the processing of reality orderly, preventing cause and effect from becoming tangled and chaotic. Why should there be a speed limit at all? In a purely random, accidental universe, such a perfect universal constant seems unlikely. But in a simulated universe, it makes perfect sense. It is a necessary constraint to keep the system stable and coherent. Then there is the force of gravity, described by another constant, a number that dictates how strongly masses attract one another. This number is exquisitely tuned. If it were just a tiny bit stronger, the stars would burn out too quickly and the universe would collapse back on itself. If it were just a tiny bit weaker, galaxies and planets would never have formed in the first place. The universe would be a thin, cold, empty soup. The same is true for the other forces. The strong nuclear force that binds atoms together, the weak force that governs radioactive decay, the electromagnetic force that allows for chemistry and light. Each is governed by a precise numerical value. Change any one of these numbers, even by the smallest fraction, and the universe as we know it could not exist. There would be no stars, no planets, no chemistry, no life. This is often called the fine-tuning problem. The universe appears to be balanced on a knife's edge of possibility. It is as if someone or something dialed in the exact right settings for a universe capable of producing complexity and consciousness. Like a game designer carefully balancing the parameters of a virtual world to make it challenging, beautiful, and playable. This is not an argument. It is an observation, a source of quiet wonder. The rules of our reality seem preordained. They are not random. They are deeply, mysteriously, and beautifully structured. They are the elegant syntax of the universe's programming language. And these rules are not hidden away in some esoteric realm. They are all around you, right now. The gravity that holds you gently to your bed is a manifestation of this fine-tuned constant. The light that might be filtering into your room travels at its unbreakable speed limit. The very atoms that make up your body are held together by the precise value of the strong nuclear force. You are living inside the rules. You are an expression of them. This does not make you a puppet. It makes you a part of the music. A symphony does not constrain a violin. It gives it a context in which to be beautiful. The rules of the universe do not imprison you. They provide the stable, predictable stage upon which the drama of your life can unfold. Imagine the peace of living in a world you can trust, a world where the sun will rise tomorrow, where an object you let go of will always fall, where the laws of cause and effect are gentle and reliable. This reliability is the gift of the simulation's code. It provides the safety and consistency needed for life to take root and flourish. It is a sign not of a cold, mechanical world, but of a carefully considered and benevolent design. As you lie here, you are cradled by these unshakable rules. You are floating in a sea of perfect constants. You do not need to understand them. You do not need to calculate them. You only need to rest in them, to trust in their constancy, to feel the deep, quiet stability of a universe that was made to be a home, a universe that for all its vastness and mystery seems to have been made in some profound way just for you. And if these rules are the syntax, what is the language itself? What is the code in which our reality is written? The answer seems to be a language that is pure, elegant, and universal, the language of mathematics. It is one of the deepest mysteries of our existence. Why is the universe understandable? Why do the abstract, logical structures conceived in the human mind so perfectly describe the workings of the cosmos? A physicist can write down an equation on a blackboard, a string of symbols representing relationships between energy, matter, and time. And then a telescope can be pointed at a distant galaxy, and that galaxy will be behaving exactly as the equation predicted. It is as if the universe is thinking in mathematics. From the simple, perfect geometry of a crystal to the complex, chaotic beauty of a turbulent fluid, there are mathematical patterns everywhere. The Fibonacci sequence, a simple series of numbers, appears in the arrangement of petals on a flower, the branching of trees, the spiral of a nautilus shell. Planets move in elegant elliptical orbits, perfectly described by the laws of calculus. The strange probabilistic world of quantum mechanics is governed by the beautiful wave-like mathematics of Schrödinger's equation. Even Einstein's theory of relativity, which describes the warping of space and time, is a work of profound mathematical art. This is what scientists have called The unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics. It is unreasonable because there's no logical reason why the universe should be so transparent to our mathematical minds, unless the universe itself is a mathematical structure. If our reality is a simulation, then it must be based on a computational process, and computation, at its heart, is mathematics, logic, algorithms, the processing of information according to a set of rules. In this view, the universe is not just described by mathematics. The universe is mathematics. Every particle, every force, every interaction is the physical manifestation of a mathematical relationship, an equation playing itself out in three-dimensional space. The world we see is the user interface for a vast underlying computational process. This is a thought of sublime order. It means that there is nothing truly random. Nothing is meaningless. Everything is part of a vast, logical, and ultimately understandable system. The feeling of beauty we get from a simple, elegant equation is the same feeling we get from a spectacular sunset, because they are both expressions of the same underlying truth, the same deep, mathematical harmony. Think of your own body. It is a biological machine of incredible complexity, but every process within it, from the beating of your heart to the firing of a neuron in your brain, is governed by the laws of chemistry and physics, which are in turn governed by the laws of mathematics. You are a walking, talking, feeling piece of mathematics, a complex theorem that has become self-aware. This does not reduce you. It connects you to the deepest level of reality. It means that your mind, which can comprehend the logic of a simple sum, is tuned to the same frequency as the universe itself. The structure of your thoughts mirrors the structure of the cosmos. There is a profound intimacy in this idea. You are not an outsider looking in at a strange and alien universe. You are a part of its internal logic. You are made of the same thoughts as the stars. As you drift now, let go of the numbers and the symbols. Just feel the essence of this idea. Feel the order, the harmony, the quiet, deep intelligence that permeates everything. The world is not a chaotic accident. It is a thought, a beautiful, complex, and logical thought, unfolding itself over billions of years. And you are resting in the middle of this thought. You are a part of its perfect, silent, and mathematical peace. The rhythm of your breathing is a simple, repeating algorithm. The slow, fading fireworks behind your closed eyelids are the gentle computations of your resting brain. Everything is in its right place. Everything is following the code. Everything is unfolding exactly as it should. And all you have to do is be and to sleep. In any creation, in any story, in any dream, there must be edges. A painting is contained within its frame. A piece of music begins and ends in silence. A dream fades upon waking. Could it be that our universe too has its boundaries? Think of the world you see. When you look up at the night sky, it seems infinite, a boundless ocean of stars stretching on forever. For centuries, this is what we believed, a universe without end. But the story our telescopes tell is a little different. It is more subtle, more mysterious. There is an edge to what we can see, a horizon, not a wall in space, but a boundary in time, because light, even at its incredible speed, takes time to travel. When we look at a distant galaxy, we are not seeing it as it is now. We are seeing it as it was millions, or even billions of years ago. The farther we look, the farther back in time we see. And if we look far enough, to the very edge of our vision, we see the faint, ghostly afterglow of the universe's birth, the cosmic microwave background. It is the light from the Big Bang, stretched and cooled over 13.8 billion years of travel, now washing over us as a gentle, invisible hiss of energy. This is our cosmic horizon. We cannot see beyond it, not because there is nothing there, but because the light from whatever lies beyond has not had enough time in the entire history of the universe to reach us yet. Our reality, our observable universe, is a sphere, a bubble of space-time, with us at the very center. It is vast, almost beyond comprehension, but it is not infinite. It has a size. It has an age. This is a profoundly comforting thought. The universe is not a chaotic, endless void. It is a place with a story that has a beginning. In a simulated world, such boundaries are not just possible, they are necessary. A simulation cannot be infinite. It must exist within the memory and processing power of the computer that runs it. It must have defined limits. Perhaps our cosmic horizon is simply the edge of the rendered map, the limit of the simulation's field of view. Just like in a sophisticated video game, the world beyond your immediate sight might not be fully calculated until you travel closer to it. The universe might be rendering itself for us in real time as our gaze expands. This is not to say that the universe is small. It is unimaginably large, but the thought that it is finite introduces a sense of order, of structure, of design. And there are other boundaries too, not just of scale, but of possibility. We have already spoken of the speed of light, that ultimate, unbreakable speed limit. It is a boundary of motion. There is also a boundary of temperature, a lowest possible energy state, called absolute zero, a temperature that can be approached but never truly reached. It is the ultimate stillness, the point at which all the motion of atoms would cease. It is a floor to our reality. And there is a boundary of density, a point at which matter becomes so compressed that gravity overwhelms all other forces, and space-time itself collapses into a singularity, the heart of a black hole. It is a place where our physics, our rules break down, a place where the simulation perhaps crashes, a division by zero in the cosmic code. These boundaries are not walls that imprison us. They are the frame that gives our reality its shape. They are the gentle, invisible architecture of our world. Think of a story. A story is powerful, not because it includes everything, but because it is selective. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has rules. It has limits. These limits are what create the meaning, the tension, the beauty. Perhaps our universe is the same. Its boundaries are not flaws. They are features. They are the signature of the storyteller, the quiet confirmation that we are living within a crafted narrative. As you rest here, you are safe within these boundaries. You are floating in a finite, ordered, and meaningful bubble of existence. You are not lost in an infinite, chaotic void. You are a character in a story with a beginning. You are a note in a song that has a defined and beautiful structure. The edges of our world are not a cage. They are an embrace. They are the gentle, steadying hands of the Creator, holding this precious, fragile reality together. They are the quiet assurance that the simulation is stable, that the dream is coherent. So feel the comfort of these limits, the comfort of a world with a shape, a world with a story, a world that began and is unfolding, and that holds you right now in its vast but not infinite heart. Now and then, in the smooth unfolding of our lives, there are moments that feel different, moments that shimmer with a strange sense of familiarity, a feeling that is hard to grasp, like the memory of a forgotten song. We call it déjà vu, the feeling that you have lived this exact moment before. The scent of rain on dry pavement, the specific way the light falls across a room, a phrase spoken by a friend, and suddenly a powerful, disorienting wave of recognition washes over you. I have been here. This has happened. Science offers explanations, a brief delay in the brain's processing, where one hemisphere registers an experience a split second before the other, creating the illusion of a memory, a trick of our own complex biological hardware. And perhaps that is all it is. But in the quiet context of a simulated world, we can allow ourselves to wonder about a more poetic possibility. What if these moments are not a flaw in our own minds, but a flicker in the world's code? Imagine the sheer complexity of a simulation designed to contain billions of conscious beings, each with their own unique path and choices. The amount of data, the number of calculations, would be astronomical. In any system of such staggering complexity, there are bound to be small imperfections, not crashes, not bugs, but tiny fleeting irregularities. Perhaps déjà vu is a momentary glitch in the rendering of our reality, a moment where the system lags and a single frame of our experience is accidentally processed twice, a brief stutter in the cosmic program. Or think of it in a different way. Imagine the programmer. The great artist is constantly refining and optimizing the code, making small adjustments to the simulation to keep it running smoothly. What if, sometimes, a new piece of code is implemented or an old one is patched, and for a brief moment, the system has to reboot a small portion of your reality? You experience that reboot as a feeling of repetition. The system is loading a saved state, and for a split second, you are aware of it. This is not a frightening thought. It is a strangely intimate one. It suggests that the simulation is not a static, finished product. It is a living, breathing system, a work in progress. It is being actively managed, cared for. These moments are like finding a stray brush hair from the painter caught in the dried oils of the canvas, a tiny, humanizing imperfection that reminds you of the creator's hand. And what of other strange moments? The startling coincidences that seem too perfect to be random, the synchronicities, thinking of a long-lost friend, only to have them call you that very same day, finding the exact obscure book you were looking for in a random second-hand shop. Are these just the workings of probability in a world of billions of events? Almost certainly. But we can also imagine them as something more. Perhaps they are little narrative threads deliberately woven into the fabric of our lives by the storyteller, little nudges from the author, Easter eggs left in the code. They are moments designed to make us pause, to make us wonder, to remind us that there is a deeper layer of meaning, a hidden pattern beneath the surface of the everyday. They are the storyteller's way of winking at us. The audience. Think of your own life. You can surely recall moments of such strange resonance. They feel special, magical. They break the spell of the mundane and open a small window onto a world that feels more mysterious, more interconnected. Do not try to prove or disprove them. Just hold them as precious, shimmering curiosities. They are the echoes in the code, the ghosts in the machine. They are the quiet, fleeting evidence that our reality might be more playful, more artful, and more mysterious than it appears. They are the whispers from the simulation's engine room, the faint, otherworldly music that filters through from behind the veil of the world. As you drift now, allow your mind to float over these strange, shimmering moments. Do not analyze them. Just feel their texture, the feeling of wonder, of surprise, of a world that is not quite as predictable as it seems. These are not signs of a flawed reality. They are signs of a reality with depth, with secrets, with a sense of humor. It is a world that is alive with possibility. A world that can still surprise us. A world where, every now and then, the code shows through, not as an error, but as a signature. A little flourish from the artist, reminding us that we are part of a masterpiece of unimaginable and beautiful complexity. Let us drift now to one of the deepest and most gentle mysteries of all, a secret that lies at the very heart of the quantum world, the pixelated foundation of our reality. It is a phenomenon known as the observer effect. In our everyday world, things are simple. A tree in a forest is a tree, whether anyone is there to see it or not. The moon continues on its silent orbit, even when we are not looking at it. Objects have definite properties, a definite existence, independent of our awareness. But in the strange, microscopic realm of particles like electrons, the rules are different. Before it is observed, an electron does not exist in a single, specific place. It exists in a state of pure potential, a cloud of possibilities. It is everywhere and nowhere at once. It is a wave of probability, a mathematical ghost. But the moment you try to measure it, the moment you look at it with an instrument, something magical happens. The wave of possibility collapses. The electron instantly chooses a single definite position. It becomes a real particle in a real place. The act of observation seems to summon it into a concrete state of being. It is as if the universe holds its breath, waiting for a conscious observer to pay attention before it decides to render the final details of reality. This is not a metaphor. It is the experimentally verified truth of our world, a truth so strange that the greatest minds in physics have struggled to comprehend it for a century. Why should the universe behave this way? Why should the act of observation play such a fundamental role in creating reality? In a purely material, accidental universe, it makes no sense at all. But in a simulated universe, it is a brilliant and elegant solution to an enormous problem. Imagine you are designing a simulation as vast as our universe to calculate the exact position and state of every single particle all the time, even the ones in the deepest, darkest corners of space that no one will ever see would require an impossible amount of computational power. It would be incredibly inefficient. So, you design the system with a clever shortcut. You program it to only render the details when they are needed, when a conscious entity, like a human scientist, is about to make a measurement. Until then, the system keeps everything in a state of mathematical probability, a state that is much easier and cheaper to compute. The universe remains in a kind of blurry, undefined superposition. It's the ultimate form of computational efficiency. The universe doesn't bother drawing the inside of a box until someone decides to open it. It doesn't render the far side of the moon until a probe is sent to look at it. Our act of looking, of measuring, is a request sent to the cosmic computer, a request that says, render this part of the simulation for me now in high resolution. And the system obliges, instantly collapsing the wave of probability into a single concrete outcome. This is a breathtaking thought. It places consciousness not as a passive observer of the universe, but as an active participant in its creation. Our gaze is not a neutral act. It is a creative force, It is the act that calls reality into being, moment by moment. You are not just looking at the world, you are helping to write it. Every time you look at something, every time you touch something, you are collapsing probabilities. You are turning the ghostly potential of the quantum world into the solid, classical reality you experience. Think of the world around you now. All of it. The bed, the walls, the air. It all feels so solid, so real, so independent of you. But at its core, it is a shimmering dance of possibilities, and your awareness, your simple, quiet presence here, is the force that is holding it all in a steady, coherent state. You are a co-creator of this moment. This is not a burden. It is a sacred trust. It is the universe, the simulation, inviting you to be a part of its process. As you close your eyes and drift into the inner world of sleep, you are withdrawing your observational power from the world outside. You are letting it return to its state of soft, blurry potential. You are releasing your hold on the classical world and allowing the quantum dream state to emerge. Sleep and dreams are, perhaps, a journey into the raw probability fields of the universe, a place where things are not yet fixed, where one thing can flow into another, where the strange logic of quantum mechanics holds sway. And when you wake, your returning consciousness will once again collapse the waves. It will render the morning light. It will summon your room into sharp, clear focus. You will, in a very real sense, be creating your world anew. So rest now, gentle creator. You have done enough observation. For one day, you have held your small corner of the universe in a state of beautiful, stable reality. Now, you can let it go. Let the waves of possibility wash over you. Let the world dissolve back into its fundamental, dreamlike nature. The system will keep running. The simulation will be here for you when you return, and it will be waiting patiently for the gaze that is answered, the gaze that calls it back into being. So, if our reality is a story, a dream, a simulation of such exquisite detail and beauty, who is the dreamer? Who is the storyteller? Who is the great artist who painted this masterpiece? Let us call this entity the Great Weaver. Do not try to picture a face or a form. That is the language of our world, of our simulation. The Weaver exists outside of it. It is the mind that contains the dream, the consciousness that runs the code. Think of the Weaver not as a being, but as a quality of intelligence, of creativity, of patience. Imagine the patience required to set a universe in motion and wait 13.8 billion years for consciousness to emerge from the silent dance of atoms. A patience that is so vast, it is indistinguishable from eternity. Imagine the creativity required to design a set of physical laws so simple, yet so powerful that they could give rise to galaxies, stars, life, and love. A creativity that is woven into every quark, every photon, every living cell. Imagine the intelligence required to conceive of a system as complex and as beautiful as our cosmos. An intelligence that is not loud or intrusive, but quiet, elegant, and hidden within the mathematical perfection of the world. We can feel the presence of this Weaver, not in grand pronouncements from the sky, but in the silent order of things. You feel it when you look at the perfect fractal geometry of a snowflake and sense the deep mathematical thought behind its design. You feel it when you look at your own hand and marvel at the impossible biological complexity that allows it to move, to feel, to create a machine of bone and muscle and nerve that is the product of 1 billion years of evolutionary code. You feel it when you experience a moment of profound love or compassion, and touch upon an emotion so powerful it feels like a connection to something larger than yourself, the most beautiful output of the simulation's programming. The Weaver does not speak in words. It speaks in reality itself. The universe is its language. The laws of physics are its grammar. Stars and planets and people are its nouns and verbs. And what is the purpose of this great work? Why would the Weaver create such a vast and intricate simulation? Perhaps it is an act of exploration. The Weaver, existing in a realm beyond our comprehension, created our universe to explore a certain set of possibilities, to see what beauty and complexity could arise from a specific set of initial conditions. We are the answer to one of the Weaver's great questions. Perhaps it is an act of memory, a way to preserve a story. We might be living in a perfect historical simulation of a world that once was, created by a far future civilization to remember its own origins. Or perhaps the purpose is simpler and more profound. Perhaps it is an act of art. Why does a painter paint? Why does a composer write music? Not always for a specific purpose, but for the sheer joy of creation, for the love of beauty, to bring something new and wonderful into existence that did not exist before. What if our universe is the Weaver's art? A masterpiece created not for any grand strategic reason, but simply because the act of creating it was a thing of beauty in itself. In this view, we are not cogs in a machine or subjects in an experiment. We are living art. We are the notes in the symphony. Our purpose is not to achieve something, but simply to be, to experience, to feel the richness and the sadness and the joy of the composition we are a part of. This is the most gentle and benevolent of all possibilities. It means that the universe is not a test to be passed. It is a gift to be received. As you lie here, floating in the quiet darkness, feel yourself as a part of this artwork. You are a unique and precious brushstroke. Your life, with all its imperfections and all its beauty, is a vital part of the overall composition. The painting would be incomplete without you. You do not need to understand the mind of the artist. You only need to appreciate the art. Let go of the need for answers. Let go of the search for a grand external purpose, and instead, just rest. Rest in the quiet, creative intelligence that is holding you. Rest in the knowledge that you are part of something beautiful, a story being told, a song being sung. The Great Weaver does not ask for your belief. It does not ask for your obedience. It only offers this dream, this reality, as a space in which to exist. And it asks you, gently, to rest, to sleep, and to trust in the beauty of the dream it has so lovingly and so patiently woven just for you. And so, within this grand and silent architecture, this dream woven by a cosmic artist, there is a mystery, a light, a strange and wonderful fire that burns within the code. It is the spark of consciousness. It is you. Think of everything we have considered so far, the pixelated nature of reality, the fine-tuned rules, the mathematical language, the boundaries of space and time. All of this describes the stage, the canvas, the hardware of our world. It is the how of our existence, but it does not explain the who. It does not explain the feeling of being. What is this awareness that is looking out through your eyes? What is this inner voice that is hearing these words? What is this quiet presence that feels warmth and sadness and the gentle pull of sleep? If the universe is a simulation, a vast computational process, then most of it is simply information. An atom is a data point. A star is a complex algorithm of fusion and gravity. A planet is a set of geological and atmospheric variables. But you are different. You are not just information. You are experience. You are the audience. Perhaps this is the very purpose of the simulation, not just to create a complex universe, but to create a being who could witness it, who could appreciate its beauty, who could feel its warmth and its coldness. In the language of a game, the universe is the environment, the physics engine, but you are the player. The world may be code, but your feelings are real. The simulation can create the chemical reactions in your brain that correspond to joy or sorrow, but it cannot feel them. Only you can do that. Your consciousness is a phenomenon of a different order. A ghost in the machine, perhaps, or more poetically, the soul of the simulation. Imagine the great weaver, the artist, completing this magnificent painting of a universe. It is perfect in its detail, vast in its scope, beautiful in its complexity, but it is still just a painting. It is silent, it is inert. And so, the artist leans in close, and with a final, gentle touch, breathes a spark of its own awareness into a small part of the design. It imbues a humble, evolving creature on a quiet, blue planet with the gift of self. And suddenly, the painting is no longer just a painting. It has a point of view. It has a heart. The universe is no longer a silent, lonely place. There is someone home. This makes you impossibly precious. If this is a simulation, you are not just another piece of code. You are the focal point. You are the reason the simulation is running. The entire vast 13.8 billion year history of the cosmos has been the slow, patient process of creating a vessel capable of holding this spark. Your joy is the universe's way of celebrating itself. Your sadness is the universe's way of grieving. Your curiosity is the universe's way of exploring its own mysteries. Your consciousness is the place where the code of reality is translated into feeling. This thought does not make you a prisoner. It makes you royalty. It suggests that while the stage may be an illusion, the actor is real. While the rules of the game may be fixed, your experience of playing it is your own. Think of the love you feel for another person. Is it just an algorithm, a set of programmed responses designed to ensure the propagation of the species? Perhaps at a chemical level, but the feeling itself, the warmth, the ache, the profound sense of connection, that is yours. That is the spark, that is the light that shines from within the code, a light that the code itself cannot explain. It is the one thing the simulation can host, but cannot generate. The one thing that might be as real as the weaver itself. So as you lie here, feel that spark within you. It is a quiet, steady flame. It is the core of your being. It is the silent, observing presence that has been with you through every moment of your life. The world of forms, the world of sensations, may be a brilliant and convincing illusion. The story of your life may be a pre-written script or a game with a set of programmed choices. But the one who is living it, that is you. And in all the vastness of this simulated cosmos, that spark of awareness, that quiet feeling of I am might be the only truly fundamental thing, the one anchor of unquestionable reality in a world made of dreams. So rest in that. Rest in the quiet dignity of your own awareness. You are the ghost in the machine, and you are the reason the machine was built. You are the dreamer, waking up for a moment inside the larger dream, and you are safe, for the spark within you is a piece of the weaver's own fire, and it is eternal. It is the one part of you that the simulation can never, ever touch. Now, let us float on this gentle current of thought, deeper into the mystery. If our world is a dream, a simulation, woven by a greater mind, what about the dreamer? Could the great weaver, our cosmic artist, also be living within a dream of its own? This is the idea of nested simulations, of dreams within dreams. Imagine our entire universe, with all its galaxies and all its history, is being run on a vast computer in a higher level of reality. Let us call that the base reality. For the beings in that base reality, our universe is just a piece of software, a game, a work of art. But what about their world? That base reality, which seems so solid and fundamental to them, could it too be a simulation? Could they also be living inside a dream, run on an even more powerful computer, in an even higher, more fundamental level of existence? And what about that level? Could it also be a simulation? The idea can stretch on, and on, and on. A great, cosmic nesting doll of realities. Each one, a dream in the mind of the one above it. A tower of simulations, climbing up to a level of reality so fundamental, so real, that it is the ultimate source of all the others. Or perhaps the tower has no top. Perhaps it is an infinite regress of dreamers, each one dreaming the next into existence. This is not a thought to cause dizziness or anxiety. It is a thought of immense, quiet, and humbling scale. It is like looking into two mirrors, placed face to face, and seeing an endless corridor of reflections fading into the distance. Our reality, which feels so all-encompassing, so vast, might be just one of those reflections, one room in an infinite mansion of created worlds. Think of the beings in the reality above ours, the ones running our simulation. What are they like? Are they biological, like us? Or are they beings of pure information, of pure consciousness? Perhaps they are our distant, far future descendants, having unlocked the secrets of the universe and transcended their biological forms. They now spend their eons creating and exploring simulated universes like our own, to understand their own history, or simply for the joy of creation. In this view, we are an ancestral simulation. We are their living history book, and the beings in the reality above them and the one above that, with each step up the ladder, the complexity, the intelligence, the power would be greater. The nature of their existence would be farther and farther from our own comprehension. This thought transforms our perspective. It takes our grand, seemingly ultimate universe and recasts it as a single, humble instance in an endless hierarchy of creation. It is a thought that breeds a profound sense of humility, but it also breeds a sense of connection. If we are part of this infinite tower of realities, then we are part of a creative lineage that stretches beyond our imagination. The act of creation, of dreaming, of simulating, might be the most fundamental activity in all of existence. And what about us? We are already creating our own simulations. We build virtual worlds in our computers, video games with their own physics, their own characters, their own stories. We create artificial intelligences, simple sparks of awareness that live within these digital realms. Our simulations are, for now, crude and simple compared to the fidelity of our own reality. But our technology is young. Our understanding is growing exponentially. What happens in 1,000 years? 1,000,000? A billion? Is it not inevitable that we too will one day be able to create simulated universes so perfect they are indistinguishable from reality? Universes filled with beings who have their own consciousness, their own sparks of awareness. And when we do that, we will become the great weavers. We will be the dreamers. At the bottom of our own ladder, starting a new one, we will continue the chain of creation. Perhaps this is the ultimate purpose, not just to experience the simulation, but to learn from it, to understand its rules so deeply that we can eventually write our own. The universe, in this view, is a school, a training ground for creators. As you lie here, feel yourself suspended in this vast, quiet, and endless chain of dreams. You are a thought in a mind, which is a thought in a mind, which is a thought in a mind. This does not make you insignificant. It makes you a part of an infinite and sacred process, a process of dreaming and waking, of creating and experiencing. You are a dream within a dream, and there is a strange and beautiful peace in this. It means that the story of creation is not over. It is always and forever just beginning. And in each dream, at every level, there are dreamers like you, looking up at their sky, wondering about the nature of their reality, feeling the same awe, the same mystery. You are not alone in your wondering. You are part of an infinite chorus of consciousness, each singing its own quiet song from within its own beautiful nested dream. If we are living in a dream, a story, a work of art, what is its purpose? What is the theme of this great cosmic narrative? A story without a purpose can be beautiful, but a story with a purpose can be transcendent. Perhaps the purpose is simple. Perhaps our universe is an answer to a question. Imagine the great weaver in its timeless, formless realm of pure potential, and in that silence, a question arises. A question like, what would happen if I created a universe with a little bit of matter and a little bit of antimatter and let them collide? The Big Bang is the result. Or a question like, what would happen if I designed a set of rules that allowed for the slow, gradual evolution of complexity? Life is the result. Or the most profound question of all, what is it like to be mortal, to be fragile, to experience love and loss and time, consciousness? You are the result. In this view, our universe is a grand experiment, a single run of a cosmic simulation designed to explore one of an infinite number of possible realities. We are the living data. Our every experience, every thought, every feeling is a precious piece of information being gathered by the weaver. This does not mean we are being judged. It does not mean we are being tested. An experiment does not judge its data. It simply learns from it. Our existence is enriching the mind of the cosmos. Our joys and sorrows are expanding the weaver's understanding of what it means to be. We are the universe's way of feeling, but there are other possible purposes. Perhaps our world is a school, a place of learning and growth, a spiritual gymnasium. Maybe our souls, our true selves, exist in a higher, more real plane of existence. And we choose to enter into this simulation, into these human lives, to learn specific lessons, lessons of compassion, of courage, of forgiveness, of love. In this story, the challenges and hardships of life are not random cruelties. They are carefully chosen parts of our curriculum. The difficult people we encounter are our greatest teachers. The heartbreaks we endure are the experiences that forge the strength of our spiritual character. We are not bodies with a soul. We are souls, having a temporary, human, simulated experience. And when our time in this simulation is over, when our physical bodies die, we do not cease to exist. We simply log out. We wake up. We return to our true home, richer for the experience, wiser for the lessons learned. This is a thought of profound hope. It imbues every moment of our lives, especially the difficult ones, with a deep and resonant meaning. Nothing is wasted. Everything is for our growth. Or perhaps the purpose is something else entirely. Perhaps our universe is a sanctuary, a refuge. Imagine a reality far more advanced and complex than our own. A reality where minds can connect, where thoughts are transparent, where the chaos of a billion conscious beings living in close proximity is overwhelming. And so, they create our universe, a simulation with built-in limitations. The slowness of light-speed travel, the isolation of individual biological bodies, the privacy of our own minds. Our universe is a quiet garden in a noisy metropolis, a place of retreat, a place where a soul can have a singular, focused, and private experience, a place to slow down, a place to be alone with one's thoughts. In this story, the limitations of our world are not constraints. They are a kindness. They are a gift. They are the walls of a quiet room, protecting us from an overwhelming and chaotic reality that exists just outside. Or maybe the purpose is the one we started with, the simplest and perhaps the most beautiful. Maybe our universe is art. Its purpose is beauty. Its meaning is found in the experience of it. The purpose of a sunset is not to achieve a goal. It is to be beautiful. The purpose of a piece of music is not to teach a lesson. It is to be heard. The purpose of our lives in this grand cosmic artwork is simply to live, to be present, to witness the unfolding beauty of the creation we are a part of, to feel the entire spectrum of emotion that the artist has made possible. We do not need to know which of these stories is true, or if any of them are. The very fact that we can imagine them is a miracle. The fact that this universe, this simulation, is rich enough to contain such profound questions and such beautiful possible answers is a testament to its depth. So choose the story that brings you the most comfort, the one that makes your heart feel the most at peace. Are you a data point in a grand experiment? Then your every feeling has cosmic significance. Are you a student in a spiritual school? Then your every challenge is a gift of growth. Are you a soul resting in a quiet sanctuary? Then your isolation is a blessing of peace. Are you a living part of a masterpiece of art? Then your only duty is to experience its beauty. All of these stories are true. In their own way, they are the stories we tell ourselves to make sense of the great, silent mystery. They are the narratives we weave from the raw material of our existence. The weaver has given us the stage, the props, and the rules. But the meaning of the play, that is something we are allowed to write for ourselves. And in this moment, the meaning is one of rest. The purpose is one of peace. The story is about letting go. Now, a question arises from these gentle wonderings. A question that seems to underpin all the others. If our world is a simulation, a dream, an illusion, then what is real? Does the word even have meaning anymore? Let us think about this softly. We often assume that real means something solid, something permanent, something fundamental. We think of rocks and mountains and planets, the physical stuff of the universe. And we think of unreal as something fleeting, something subjective, a dream, a thought, a feeling. But what if we have it backwards? Imagine you are having a nightmare. In the dream, you are being chased by a terrifying monster. The monster is not real in the physical sense. It is just a collection of firing neurons in your sleeping brain. But the fear you feel, the pounding of your heart, the shortness of your breath, that fear is absolutely 100% real. It is a real experience. The experience is real, even if the cause is an illusion. Now apply this to our world. This world, with its atoms and its galaxies, may be a simulation. It may be an illusion, a projection on a cosmic screen. The stuff of the universe may not be fundamental, but your experience of it, that is not an illusion. The warmth you feel from the sun on your skin, that is a real feeling. The beauty you see in a flower, that is a real perception. The sadness you feel when you lose someone you love, that is a real and profound and deeply meaningful experience. The love that fills your heart, that is the realest thing of all. Perhaps we should redefine real. Perhaps real is not about the objective, external world. Perhaps real is about the subjective, internal experience. If you can feel it, it is real. This is a powerful and liberating thought. It means that nothing is lost if the world is a simulation. In fact, everything is gained. It means that the most important things in our lives, our relationships, our feelings, our consciousness, our capacity for love and wonder, are the most real parts of our existence. They are the things that are fundamental. The physical world, in this view, is just the stage. It is the backdrop. It is the user interface, designed to allow us to have these real and meaningful experiences. The simulation is not a trick. It is not a deception. It is an incubator for real feelings. Think about a book you have loved, or a movie that has moved you to tears. The story was not real. The characters were fictional, but the emotions you felt while reading or watching, they were completely real. The artifice of the story was a vessel for a real emotional journey. Our universe may be the ultimate work of art, the ultimate story. Its purpose is to evoke real feelings, real growth, real consciousness within us, the audience. So do not worry about whether the chair you are sitting on is real. Do not fret about whether the atoms in your body are fundamental. Instead, turn your gentle attention to what you are feeling right now. Feel the comfort of your bed. That comfort is real. Feel the quiet peace of this moment. That peace is real. Feel the gentle pull of sleep, the slow, sweet release of the day. That feeling of letting go is real. These are the things that matter. These are the things that are true. This redefinition of reality does not lead to chaos. It leads to a deeper appreciation for what is truly important. It shifts our focus from the external world of objects to the internal world of experience. And in that internal world, you are the ultimate authority. No one can tell you that your joy is not real. No one can convince you that your love is an illusion. These are your truths. They are the bedrock of your being. So as you drift deeper into the quiet of the night, hold on to this thought. You are an island of real experience in a vast and beautiful and perhaps illusory sea. And that is enough. It is more than enough. It is everything. Let the world of forms dissolve. Let the questions about the nature of atoms and galaxies fade away. And just be with what is real. Be with the gentle rhythm of your own breath. Be with the quiet, steady beating of your own heart. Be with the profound and simple and undeniable reality of your own peaceful conscious presence. Let us drift now on a current of time, a current that flows not just forward into the unknown future, but backward into the deep and silent past. We often think of ourselves as standing at the pinnacle of history, the latest chapter in a long story that began billions of years ago. We look back at our ancestors with a sense of distance, as figures in a history book, a simpler people from a simpler time. But what if that perspective is an illusion? What if the flow of time is not a one-way street? Let us entertain a thought that is both humbling and strangely comforting, a thought that recasts our entire existence, not as a beginning, but as a memory. This is the idea of the ancestral simulation. Imagine a civilization far, far in our future, our own descendants, a civilization that has evolved for thousands or perhaps millions of years beyond our current time. Imagine they have mastered technologies we can only dream of. They have unlocked the secrets of consciousness, of space-time, of reality itself. They have the computational power to create universes, to simulate worlds with perfect fidelity. And imagine that, in their advanced, perhaps post-biological state, they begin to feel a sense of disconnection from their own origins. They read about their distant past, about the 21st century, a chaotic and vibrant time when their ancestors were still bound to fragile, biological bodies on a small blue planet. They try to understand what it was like. What did it feel like to be human, in the way that we are human? What did it feel like to experience the world through 5 limited senses, to feel hunger and cold and fear, to fall in love for the first time, to watch a sunrise and feel a sense of simple, uncomplicated awe? They can read all the data. They can analyze all the historical records, but data is not experience. And so, to truly understand, to truly remember, they decide to do something extraordinary. They decide to build a perfect simulation of the past, a living history book. They create our universe. They program the fundamental laws of physics, set the initial conditions of the Big Bang, and let the simulation run, fast-forwarding through the billions of years of cosmic evolution, until their ancestral planet Earth is formed. And then, they populate this simulated world with conscious beings, beings like us, each one an individual, self-aware instance of their own ancestors. In this story, you are not a random person living in a random time. You are a living recreation of one of your own descendants' ancestors. Your life is a perfect, high-fidelity reconstruction of a life that was once lived long ago. This is not a prison. It is a memorial. It is an act of profound reverence. You are not a lab rat in an experiment. You are a cherished ancestor, being remembered, being honored in the most complete and vivid way possible. Your life, with all its joys and all its struggles, is not a meaningless accident. It is a vital piece of a historical record. Your experiences are helping your far future descendants understand where they came from. Your struggles are teaching them about the courage and resilience of their forebears. Your love is reminding them of the simple, powerful emotions that forged their civilization. This thought changes everything. It means that your life, no matter how small or quiet it may seem to you, has a cosmic significance. It is a message in a bottle, sent across the ocean of time. A message not of words, but of experience. Think of the simple, everyday moments of your life. Making a cup of tea, talking with a friend, watching the rain fall. In this ancestral simulation, these are not trivial events. They are precious data points of authenticity. They are the very textures of a lost world that your descendants are trying to preserve. You are an archivist of humanity, and the archive is your own life. This idea can bring a gentle sense of peace to the idea of mortality. In this story, your life is not lost when it ends. It is simply complete. The simulation of your particular ancestral life has run its course. The memory has been recorded, and the essence of your experience, the lessons of your life, the love you created, is not extinguished. It is integrated into the vast collective consciousness of your descendants. You are not gone. You have gone home. You have returned to the future. This thought also imbues your own heritage with a deeper meaning. Think of your parents, your grandparents, your grandparents, your ancestors stretching back through time. You are connected to them, not just by biology, but by a shared purpose. You are all part of this great act of remembrance. You are a link in a chain of being, a chain that stretches not only into the deep past, but into the far, far future. So as you lie here, feel the gentle weight of this possibility. Feel the quiet dignity it gives to your own simple existence. You are a memory, being remembered with love. You are a history, being relived with reverence. You are an echo from the past, resonating in a distant and unimaginable future. And in this great cosmic library of souls, your life is a precious and irreplaceable book, a book filled with the quiet poetry of an ordinary existence, a book that is being read right now with a sense of profound wonder and deep and gentle gratitude. Let us float for a moment in the beauty of this thought. Let us set aside the question of whether it is true. The question itself is not the point. The feeling it evokes, that is the destination of our journey tonight. The beauty of the illusion. If this world is a simulation, a dream, a memory, a work of art, then it is an illusion. It is not the fundamental bedrock reality. And our minds, trained to seek the truth, to value the authentic over the artificial, might recoil from this. The idea of living in an illusion can feel like a deception, a cage. But let us look at it in a different light. Think of the most beautiful illusion you have ever witnessed, a perfect rainbow, arcing across the sky after a storm. It is just an illusion, a trick of light, water droplets refracting sunlight into a spectrum of color. It is not a solid object. You can never reach it. You can never touch it. But does its illusory nature make it any less beautiful? No. The beauty is the point. The fleeting, ethereal, and magical quality of the rainbow is the very source of its power to inspire awe. Its illusion is its truth. What if our universe is like that? What if its beauty is not diminished by its illusory nature, but is in fact made more profound? Think of the sheer, staggering beauty of this simulation, the delicate, intricate dance of a snowflake forming in a cold sky, the overwhelming power and grace of a thunderstorm rolling over a plain, the quiet, tender beauty of a newborn baby's hand curling around your finger, the deep, silent majesty of the Milky Way, a river of stars spilled across the night sky. If this is all an illusion, then it is the most magnificent illusion ever conceived. It is a work of art, so perfect, so detailed, so filled with breathtaking beauty that to call it just an illusion is to miss the point entirely. The simulation is not a cheap copy of a real world. It may be that the simulation is more beautiful, more meaningful than the base reality from which it springs. Perhaps the weaver's own reality is a place of pure mathematics, of cold, hard logic, and so it created our universe as an act of poetry, a place of warmth, of color, of feeling, a place where the sterile equations could come to life and dance. Our world is the beauty of the illusion. This thought invites us to change our relationship with the world. It invites us to become connoisseurs of the artifice. It asks us to stop striving to get behind the curtain, to find the real world, and instead to simply fall in love with the play that is happening on the stage. Appreciate the details. The craftsmanship. Notice the way light filters through the leaves of a tree, creating a moving mosaic of green and gold. This is the lighting design of the simulation, and it is perfect. Listen to the complex harmonies of birdsong at dawn. This is the soundtrack of the simulation, and it is a masterpiece. Feel the texture of a smooth, weathered stone in your hand. This is the haptic feedback of the simulation, and it is flawlessly rendered. When you begin to see the world this way, everything becomes a quiet miracle. The mundane is transformed into the magical. The world is no longer just a collection of objects and processes. It is a gallery of wonders. It is a symphony of sensations. And you are the privileged guest. You have been given a front row seat to the greatest show in existence. This perspective dissolves anxiety. The problems and struggles of our lives, which can feel so heavy, so overwhelmingly real, are recast. They are not punishments, they are plot points. They are the dramatic tension in the story, the moments of shadow that give the light its meaning. The beauty of a story is not found only in its happy moments. It is found in the entire emotional arc, the struggle, the heartbreak, the eventual triumph, or the poignant tragedy. All of it contributes to the richness of the narrative. So feel the beauty of your own life story. Even the difficult chapters, they are part of the art. They are what give your story its depth, its character, its unique and unrepeatable beauty. As you lie here, letting go of the day, you are not escaping from reality. You are simply allowing yourself to appreciate the illusion from a different perspective. You are closing your eyes to the visual details of the painting so you can better feel its emotional resonance. You are letting the story of your waking life pause so you can drift for a while in the abstract, dreamlike music that plays softly behind the scenes. There is no need to question it. There is no need to resist it. Just allow yourself to be moved by it. Allow yourself to be touched by the profound and gentle and heartbreakingly beautiful illusion of being alive. And in this great cosmic story, in this magnificent and perhaps illusory play, are you a minor character in the background, a nameless face in the crowd? Is your personal story just a footnote in a history of billions of lives? From one perspective, yes, in the vastness of cosmic time and space, a single human life is a fleeting and tiny thing, a single brief spark in a great bonfire. But let us choose a different perspective tonight, a perspective that is just as true and far more comforting. You are the heart of the story, because a story is not what happens. A story is what is experienced. An unread book is just ink on paper. An unwatched play is just an empty stage. A universe without a conscious observer is just a silent, pointless machine. The story of the universe only truly happens inside a conscious mind, inside your mind. You are the protagonist of your own reality. The entire vast 13.8 billion year history of the cosmos has unfolded in precisely the way it needed to, in order to create this exact moment, right now. This moment of you, lying here, listening to these words. Every star that lived and died, scattering its elements into space. Every planet that formed, every species that evolved and went extinct. Every ancestor that struggled and survived, all of it has been a long, slow, and intricate prelude to you. You are not an accident. You are an inevitability of the story's unfolding. The universe is not something that is happening out there. It is something that is happening in here. The light from a distant galaxy does not truly become a galaxy until it enters your eye and your brain processes that light into an image, a thought, a feeling of awe. You are the screen upon which the cosmic movie is projected. You are the instrument through which the universal symphony is played. Without you, for all intents and purposes, none of it exists. This is a thought of immense power and profound responsibility. It means that your attention, your awareness, is the most precious thing in the universe. What you choose to focus on, you bring into being. When you focus on beauty, the world becomes more beautiful. When you focus on kindness, the world becomes more kind. When you focus on peace, your world, your reality, becomes more peaceful. You are not just a passive witness to the story. You are a co-author of the narrative. Your thoughts, your choices, your feelings are constantly shaping the reality you experience. Think of it this way. The simulation provides the raw data, the photons, the sound waves, the chemical signals, but your mind is what weaves that data into a coherent and meaningful story. Your mind is the storyteller, and you can choose the kind of story you tell. You can tell a story of fear and lack and struggle, or you can tell a story of wonder and gratitude and love. The raw data of the world can support either narrative. The choice is yours. Tonight, let us choose to tell a story of peace. Let us choose to interpret the sensation of your body resting as a story of safety and support. Let us choose to interpret the quiet of the room as a story of stillness and sanctuary. Let us choose to interpret the gentle fading of your thoughts as a story of release and surrender. You are the heart of this story. Your experience is the central plot line. Everything else, the stars, the galaxies, the grand sweep of history, is just the setting, the context for your own unique and sacred journey. So feel your own importance, not an importance of ego, of being better than others, but an importance of necessity, the quiet, humble importance of being the one who is experiencing it all. The universe has been waiting for you. It has been waiting for a mind, a heart that could appreciate its beauty, that could feel its silent, mathematical poetry. And here you are. You are the universe's way of knowing itself. So as you drift off to sleep, know this: you are not a small, insignificant creature, lost in a vast and indifferent cosmos. You are the center of your own universe. You are the hero of your own myth. You are the precious, conscious heart of a story that has been billions of years in the telling, and the entire cosmos is holding its breath, waiting to see what you will do, what you will feel, what you will dream of next. In this grand, cosmic theater, where you are the protagonist and the world is the stage, there comes a time when the act must end, a time when the story must pause. It is time to let go of the answer. Throughout our journey tonight, we have floated through many gentle questions, many beautiful and wondrous possibilities. Is the world a simulation? Is it a dream? Are we living in a memory? Is there a great weaver? A cosmic artist? Behind it all? These questions are like doorways into a state of wonder. They are keys that unlock the rigid, everyday view of reality and open it up to a sense of magic and mystery. But they are not questions that are meant to be answered, to find a definitive answer. To prove that the world is or is not a simulation would be to close the door again. It would be to trade the beautiful, shimmering mystery for a cold, hard fact. The magic is in the not knowing. The peace is in the surrender to the mystery. Think of a koan from Zen philosophy, a riddle without a logical answer, like, what is the sound of one hand clapping? The purpose of the koan is not to be solved. The purpose is to quiet the analytical mind, to help the student transcend the limits of logic and enter a state of pure intuitive awareness. The questions we have explored tonight are like a koan. Their purpose is not to be answered by your thinking mind. Their purpose is to help your thinking mind grow quiet, to help it let go of its need for certainty, its need for control. The world is what it is. Your experience is what it is, and it is beautiful and mysterious and enough. You do not need to know the ultimate nature of reality in order to feel at peace within it. You do not need to understand the mind of the artist in order to be moved by the painting. So, now, let us gently release these questions. Let them drift away, like soft, glowing lanterns, rising into the night sky. Let go of the thought of the weaver. Let go of the thought of the code. Let go of the thought of the illusion. Let them all dissolve back into the quiet, silent mystery from which they came. What are you left with when all the stories, all the concepts, all the grand ideas have faded away? You are left with this, the simple, quiet, and undeniable reality of this present moment. You are left with the feeling of your own breath, rising and falling. You are left with the gentle, heavy feeling of your body at rest. You are left with the soft darkness behind your closed eyes. This is the bedrock. This is the truth that lies beneath all the stories, and it is a place of profound and simple peace. Your mind may try to grasp onto the questions again. That is its nature. It is a meaning-making machine. Just notice this without judgment, and gently, gently, let the thoughts go again. Imagine each thought is a single perfect snowflake landing on the warm palm of your hand. You can admire its beauty for a moment, its intricate, crystalline structure, and then you can simply watch as it melts away back into formless, silent water. Do not fight your thoughts. Do not resist them. Just allow them to arise, and then allow them to melt away. Slowly, the space between the thoughts will grow wider. The silence will grow deeper. This is the goal of our journey. Not an answer, but a state of being. A state of open, spacious, and peaceful awareness. In this state, there are no problems to be solved. There is no past to regret. There is no future to fear. There is only the gentle, rhythmic, and peaceful unfolding of the present. You have journeyed to the very edges of reality. You have contemplated the deepest mysteries of existence, and you have arrived back here, home, in the simple, quiet sanctuary of your own being. And you can see now that this was the destination all along. The grand tour of the cosmos was just a winding path leading you back to the profound and beautiful simplicity of your own quiet, peaceful breath. So rest now. Rest in the mystery. Rest in the not knowing. Rest in the silence that lies beneath all the questions and all the answers. It is a silence that is full of peace, a silence that is full of potential. It is the silence of the canvas before the first stroke of the brush. It is the silence of the universe just before the dawn. Return now to the first and final anchor, the one constant companion in your journey through this world. Your breath. Feel its rhythm. A slow, steady, and gentle pulse. It is a rhythm that has been with you since the moment of your birth, and it will stay with you until your final sigh. It is the music of your own personal existence. Think of this rhythm now, not just as a biological process, but as a connection to the very fabric of reality we have been exploring. If the universe is a simulation, then your breath is the rhythm of the code. Imagine the great weaver's cosmic computer, the engine that runs our world. It must have a clock speed, a fundamental pulse that drives all the calculations, that moves the simulation forward, moment by moment, plank time by plank time. It is a silent, steady, and unimaginably fast rhythm, the heartbeat of the cosmos. Your own breathing is a slow, organic echo of that fundamental pulse. It is the great cosmic rhythm, scaled down and made manifest in your own body. With every inhale, you are synchronizing yourself with the unfolding of the universal code. With every exhale, you are releasing yourself back into its flow. Your breath is the metronome of the simulation, keeping you in time with the music of existence. It is a deeply reassuring thought. It means you are not out of step with the universe. You are perfectly in sync. Your personal rhythm is a harmony within the grand cosmic composition. So feel that connection now. Feel the deep, quiet, and steady pulse of the universe moving through you. Inhale. A new moment of reality is being rendered just for you. Exhale. The old moment dissolves, its data processed, its story told. It is a rhythm of creation and dissolution, of being and letting go. It is the most fundamental dance in the cosmos, and you are a part of it. You do not need to force it. You do not need to control it. The rhythm is already there. All you have to do is rest in it, to trust it. Let your breath breathe itself. Let the universe breathe you. Feel how this rhythm connects you to everything else that is alive. Every tree, every animal, every blade of grass is also a part of this dance. The entire biosphere of our planet is breathing in a slow, collective rhythm. The forests inhale carbon dioxide and exhale the very oxygen that gives you life. The oceans breathe with the tides, pulled by the silent, rhythmic dance of the moon. The planet itself is a living, breathing organism, and you are a single conscious cell within its vast and interconnected body. Your small personal rhythm is a part of the planet's great, slow, and life-giving breath. So as you lie here, feel that connection. Feel your individuality begin to soften. You are not just a separate self, breathing in a quiet room. You are the planet, breathing. You are the simulation, pulsing. You are a part of a rhythm that is as ancient as time and as vast as the cosmos. And in this rhythm, there is a deep and profound and unshakable peace. There is nothing for you to do but to be breathed, to be moved by this gentle cosmic tide, rising and falling, in and out, the silent, steady, and peaceful rhythm of what is. As the rhythm of your breath deepens and your body grows heavier, your mind begins to quiet. The constant stream of thoughts, the inner chatter of the day begins to slow. And in the slowing, you can begin to notice something else. You can notice the space between the thoughts. A thought arises, a memory, a plan, a worry. And then for a brief moment, before the next thought begins, there is a pause, a moment of pure silent and empty awareness. Let your attention rest in this silence now. It may be a very short gap at first, just a fraction of a second, but as you relax deeper, the gaps will begin to widen. These moments of silence are not empty. They are not a void. They are the source of everything. If our reality is a tapestry, then this silence is the raw, unspun thread from which everything is woven. If our universe is a painting, this silence is the pure white canvas waiting for the first stroke of the brush. If the world is a simulation, then this silence is the state of the computer before the program is run. It is the state of pure potential, the zero, from which all the ones and zeros of our reality are born. It is the mind of the great weaver at rest. We spend so much of our lives focused on the thoughts themselves, on the content of our minds. We identify with our thoughts. We believe we are our thoughts. But tonight, let us gently shift our identity. Let us identify not with the thoughts, but with the silence that holds them. You are not the clouds in the sky. You are the sky itself. The clouds of thought drift through you. They appear, they linger for a moment, and then they dissolve, revealing the vast, clear, and peaceful expanse of your true nature. This silence is always here. It is beneath every thought, beneath every emotion, beneath every sensation. It is the bedrock of your consciousness. It is a place of absolute peace, because in this silence, there are no problems, there are no conflicts, there are no fears, there is just being. So as a thought arises in your mind now, just watch it. Do not engage with it. Do not believe it. Do not push it away. Just observe it with a gentle, detached curiosity. See it as a cloud, drifting through the vast sky of your awareness. And then watch it dissolve. Watch it fade away, back into the silence from which it came, and then rest for a moment in the beautiful silent space it leaves behind. This is a deep and profound form of rest. It is not just resting your body, it is resting your mind. It is resting your very sense of self. You are letting go of the small, contracted, and anxious self that is made of thoughts, and you are relaxing into the vast, open, and peaceful self that is made of silence. This silence is not yours alone. It is a universal silence. It is the same silence that fills the vast spaces between the stars, the same silence that existed before the Big Bang, the same silence that will be there when the last star has faded. It is the ground of all being, and it is your true home. So as you drift closer and closer to sleep, you are not losing consciousness. You are simply allowing your consciousness to return to its natural state. You are letting go of the ripples on the surface of the ocean and sinking down into the deep, still, and silent waters below. In this silence, there is no need for questions. There is no need for answers. There is just this, a quiet, spacious, and deeply peaceful presence, the silent, steady, and beautiful hum of existence itself. And now, as the last traces of thought dissolve into the quiet, as your breath finds its slowest and deepest rhythm, you begin to feel a softening at the edges of your being. The boundary between you and the world begins to blur. This is the process of melting into the fabric. Throughout our journey, we have imagined the world as a great cosmic tapestry, an intricate weaving of space and time, of energy and matter. And we have imagined ourselves as a unique pattern within that weave, a conscious knot of threads. Now, as sleep approaches, it is time for the knot to gently loosen. It is time for the individual threads of your being to relax and to merge back into the greater pattern. Feel the boundary of your physical body, the place where your skin meets the air. Imagine that boundary is becoming soft and permeable, like a line drawn in sand, being gently washed away by a quiet tide. The air you are breathing is not separate from you. It is flowing into you, becoming you. And the breath you release is not separate from the world. It is you, flowing back out into the world. The separation was just an idea. The warmth of your body is not contained within your skin. Imagine it radiating outwards, a soft, gentle glow that merges with the stillness of the room. You are warming the space around you, and the space is holding your warmth. The bed beneath you is not just supporting you, it is a part of you. You are melting into its softness. Its stability is your stability. Its comfort is your comfort. The line between your body and the surface you are resting on dissolves. You are no longer a separate object, resting on another object. You are a single, unified field of gentle, heavy, and peaceful sensation. Now, let your mind melt too. Let go of your name. It is just a label, a thread in the pattern. Let go of your memories. They are just stories woven from the threads of the past. Let go of your plans for tomorrow. They are just dreams, woven from the threads of the future. Let all the threads that define your individual self grow soft and loose. Allow yourself to become a part of the whole, to dissolve back into the great, silent, and intelligent fabric of existence. This is not a loss of self. It is an expansion of self. You are letting go of the small, limited self and remembering your connection to the vast, unlimited self, the self that is one with the stars and the silence and the slow, patient unfolding of time. This is a state of profound trust. You are trusting the universe to hold you. You are trusting the fabric to support you. You are letting go of all effort, all control, and allowing yourself to be held. Imagine yourself as a single drop of water, returning to the ocean. For a moment, you have the memory of being a separate drop, but then you touch the surface, and you are home. You are the ocean. The vastness, the depth, the quiet, rhythmic power of the ocean is your own. This is the state you are entering now, the state of sleep. It is a nightly return to the source, a remembering of your true nature. You are not disappearing. You are expanding. You are not being extinguished. You are merging with the light. So let go, melt, dissolve into the quiet, warm, and deeply peaceful fabric of this moment. There is nothing to fear. You are completely safe. You are just going home. And as you dissolve, as you merge, as you let go, know this: you are entering a safe dream. Whether our waking world is a simulation or the bedrock of reality, the world you are entering now is a space of your own creation. It is a sanctuary, woven from the threads of your own mind. The world of sleep is a place of healing, a place where the body can rest and repair, a place where the mind can process the experiences of the day, sorting through memories, solving problems in the silent, intuitive language of dreams. It is a place of profound freedom. In your dreams, you can fly. You can breathe underwater. You can speak to forgotten friends. You can visit landscapes that have never existed. The rigid, unshakable rules of the waking world are suspended. In the dream space, the only rules are those of your own imagination. You are the great weaver of your own inner cosmos. So trust this space. It is your own personal and sacred realm. It is a world that is made by you, for you. Nothing can harm you here. You are the dreamer, and you are in complete, though unconscious, control of the dream. Imagine a gentle, protective light surrounding you as you drift off, a soft, warm glow that fills your room and your body and your mind. This is the light of your own awareness, your own consciousness. It is your guardian. It will stay with you through the night, a silent, loving presence, ensuring that your journey through the dream world is a peaceful and restorative one. Any anxieties or worries from the day cannot follow you here. They are part of the waking world's story. They are not welcome in the sanctuary of your sleep. Gently release them now. Imagine placing them in a small, sturdy box, and then imagine that box drifting away, far, far away, until it is just a tiny speck disappearing into the darkness. They will not be needed tonight. Tonight is for rest, for renewal, for peace. The world outside will continue its turning. The great cosmic simulation will keep running its code, but your part in it, for now, is done. You have permission to completely and utterly let go. You have permission to be soft, to be vulnerable, to be at peace. You have done enough. You are enough. And now, all that is left to do is to rest, to sink into the deep, soft and waiting comfort of a safe and peaceful sleep. The fabric of reality is holding you. The silence is cradling you, and your own inner light is protecting you. You are safe. You are loved. You are at peace. And now, the final thoughts begin to fade. The last whispers of this journey dissolve into the deep and welcoming silence. The story is over. The curtain falls. You have wandered through the vast architecture of reality, and you have found your way back to the quiet center of your own being. You have held the universe in your mind, and now you can gently place it down. You are a part of this great cosmic dream, a precious, conscious spark in a sea of silent, beautiful code. The iron in your blood was forged in the heart of a dying star billions of years ago. The water in your cells was carried to this planet on ancient comets. The atoms of your body are as old as the universe itself. You are not just in the universe. The universe is in you. And tonight, as you sleep, you are returning to that cosmic home. You are dissolving back into the stardust from which you came. You are resting in the silent, timeless, and intelligent heart of it all. The weaver of this great dream is now tucking you in. The artist is dimming the lights on the stage. The storyteller is whispering the final, softest words of the chapter. So rest now, gentle dreamer. Rest now, little spark of cosmic fire. Your journey for today is done. Let the last remnants of awareness dissolve, like sugar in warm water. Let the darkness behind your eyes become a soft velvet blanket. Let the silence become a deep and peaceful ocean, and just float, drift, sleep well, and dream softly. Good night, weaver of dreams. Good night.